What's up, guys? I'm driving right now, but we're gonna talk some boxing. So there's been a lot of talk about who Canelo should fight, who can beat Canelo, who even gives Canelo a good fight, and a lot of people say no one can beat Canelo in the moment. And I agree. I think at 160, I don't see anybody who beats Canelo. Like, people say Charlo, but to be honest, Charlo's just an offensive fighter. He doesn't really box, and Canelo struggles with boxers who box, boxers who don't just go for knockouts, people who try to outbox you. Like, you saw the Kovalev fight. Kovalev was outboxing Canelo. You've seen the fight with Daniel Jacobs. Canelo kind of struggled with the boxing. Mayweather, obviously, he struggled with the boxing. So it's just those types of fights that give Canelo trouble. Now, he's fighting Billy Joe Saunders in May 8th or May 9th, one of those two dates. And Billy Joe Saunders is a boxer who likes to box, but I'm not sure if he has the power to even make Canelo respect him. You know what I'm saying? Canelo can take a good hit. Canelo took one of Golovkin's best hits and it didn't really affect him. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I think Billy Joe Saunders won't give Canelo too much trouble. If anything, it might be in the beginning, because Canelo's like a slow starter. So he might win a few rounds in the beginning, but that's all I see happening. I don't see Billy Joe Saunders beating Canelo. I don't see anybody at 160 beating Canelo. Now, if you talk about 168, now there's some good fights that could be made, but I'm not sure they could actually beat Canelo. Like, for example, a good fight to be made would be Zurdo Ramirez versus Canelo. Zurdo Ramirez is undefeated. He's like 40-0. He's been undefeated for so many years. He's a big guy. He's way bigger than Canelo. He's like 6-something. He'll give Canelo trouble. He has long arms, long legs. He can box. He has good durability. He can take a hit. So Zurdo Ramirez would be a great fight. And he just got signed to Golden Boy Promotions. So I think that would be a great fight to be made. And I think it could be made, but I don't know how it's going to affect Canelo, because Canelo, I don't think he's with Golden Boy anymore. Because remember, he went to court with De La Hoya and all that stuff. So I don't know if that fight still could be made easily, but that's one fight. Obviously, Golovkin, that's another fight. I think Golovkin beat him the first 2 times, but you know what I'm saying? Not everybody agrees. Another fight that could be made that would give Canelo some trouble would be David Benavidez. That would be another good fight that could give Canelo some trouble. Those guys are big. Those guys are natural 160. I think they're natural cruiserweights, but they stay at 168 to abuse their power, which is smart. You know, what boxer wouldn't do that? But yeah, there you got Benavidez, Zurdo Ramirez, 2 great fights. And I think the last one's kind of controversial, but I think this would make a great fight. Canelo versus Andre Ward. Now, I know Andre Ward's retired, but just imagine a 2017 Andre Ward versus a 2020 Canelo. Like, oh my God, what a fight that would fucking be. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, that's like a dream fight right there. I would pay to watch that fight any day of the week. Any day of the fucking week. That's a great fight. Andre Ward is one of my favorite fighters. I know a lot of people say he's boring and all this stuff, but man's crazy, bro. He hasn't lost since he was like 12 years old or something like that. So I think those fights would be amazing. But realistically, I think the only fights that could be made that would give Canelo some trouble are Benavidez, Zurdo Ramirez, Golovkin, and Andre Ward. Obviously, there's guys at cruiserweight that would easily just beat Canelo because they're too big, and like Usyk at cruiserweight versus Canelo. Usyk would destroy Canelo. I think that's what I think. He's like too big. So yeah, dream fights right now: Benavidez, Golovkin, Zurdo Ramirez, and Andre Ward. Peace out, guys.